Hey everyone, welcome to week 9. Hey everyone, welcome to week 9. I have a few reminders for you for the beginning of this week. The first of which is that we're finishing up the instructor meetings this week. I met with the first half of the class back in week 7, and I'm meeting with the second half of the class here in week 9. So if you didn't sign up for a time, I think everyone did, but if you didn't, contact me as soon as possible. I will be sending out the sign-up sheets for the practice presentations at the beginning of week 10 so that you can sign up for a time for the practice presentations. Those take place in week 11, so you'll be signed up with a group of probably 4 or 5 other students, and there will be some information about how you're going to go about recording those practice presentations to be able to send to me. I will choose a group leader that will actually create the recording for each team. So be looking for more information on that soon. So again, the practice presentation takes place in week 11. When you do that, the whole point of the practice presentation is that you get the opportunity for like a dress rehearsal for your final presentation, and that the other members of your group use that rubric that I sent out, which I'll send out again, to be able to critique you, to tell you how you can do it better for your final presentation. So the whole point of it is a dress rehearsal and to make you better so that when you get into that final presentation, you've got a little bit of experience and you've had a little bit of time to take into account the feedback from your fellow students and implement that. The final presentation, if you're doing the Research and Creative Works Conference here in Rexburg, it'll take place, I believe, during week 13. If you are outside of Rexburg, you can record your final presentation in week 12 or 13, whichever one is fine. But if you are outside of Rexburg, you do need to create a recording to submit to me. If you're presenting at the Research and Creative Works Conference, most of you, well, none of you except for one who I've already talked to none of you need to record your presentation. I'll have somebody that I'll either be in your session or I will be recording your presentation. We do have one student in our class who has a discipline in dance who will be kind of presenting in a separate area, and she's providing her own person there to take care of the recording. In week 13, it's your last week that you can submit your project hours via the weekly progress report. So week 13, if you have more hours to complete after week 11, that practice presentation, that could very well be the case. Hopefully not too many. Week 13 is the last week that you can turn those in. And then in week 14, you turn in your project artifacts and you turn in your reflection at the end. One other thing about so that's basically the class, the rest of the class, to give you kind of the reminders that I have for you. One last thing about the practice presentations, I kind of use those as a backup for your final presentation in case anything goes wrong with that. So try to make it as good as you possibly can. I mean, obviously, we're not expecting it to be perfect, but you want to do as well as you can there. Other than that, Thanksgiving's fast approaching, so I hope that you have some fun plans to see family and spend time with them, and that you're logging your project hours. Again, you want to be wrapped up pretty much by week 11, at least well enough to be able to do your presentation. So if you have some after that, again, that's fine, but the bulk of it you want to have done here pretty darn soon. So reach out to me if you need anything. Good talking to you. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you later.